Are you
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
kidding me? This is what we get from X in regards to crypto cash tags. Nikita Bear. X has always been the best source of financial news for traders and investors.
Retarded.
Billions of dollars are allocated every day based on what people read on timeline. Today we're launching our new cash tags feature in the United States and Canada on the iPhone. Bringing real-time financial data to kiss my ass. Nikita Bear says crypto has a rough year. Maybe we should launch something to fix it. Everyone's thinking crypto integrated payments. Maybe we're getting some yield, maybe staking, maybe something juicy. But cash tags, this is what you give us. Now we also got to talk about some XRP action along with other altcoin news you need to hear about and the oil markets. What about the Clarity Act? Because guess what? We've got someone chiming in right away, and that someone is Frankie D. Says a lot of videos saying the Clarity Act is getting signed very soon. Well, guess what, kind sir? That's all fucking hopium. Eleanor, it's all linked down below, says new Clarity Act markup date slips as Fed chair hearing takes center stage. That's right. They gotta get Warsh in still, because this will be Jerome Powell's last FOMC meeting this month. That's why they gotta get him in. With Warsh's hearing set for Tuesday, crypto market structure could slip into the final week of April or even the second week of May. So for anyone out there saying, oh, Clarity markup on the 16th, retarded. Oh, but bro, I just saw a post from this guy who's a hopium bumper that said XRP was going to be 10,000 and he said, we're going to get it next week, Monday. Fucking retarded liar. We don't have a date. I've been following Senator Scott on the old X. It's not just me ripping in Nikita Bear with their, ooh, let's hype an announcement. Let's make an announcement of announcement. Ooh, you put fucking cash tags on. You freaking Timmy. You did jack shit for crypto. But I've been on the X keeping up to date with the House, with the Senate Banking Subcommittee specifically. Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. Guess what? Nothing in relation to the Clarity Act, because getting Warsh in is taking center stage. So that pushes the idea of even getting a markup down, what? At least a week or two? Yo, this door, this window that's closing, whatever the you want to call it, that thing is really starting to close. Fatties, you ain't getting fucking through this door or window. We're even getting to the point where you may need to be a little bit of anorexic here or there to start fitting in this damn crack. Yeah, this is not cool, everyone. You know what else isn't cool? My camera angle was a little whacked. There, I fixed it. Hey, buddy. So now let's talk about something else that's juicy. How about a little bit of White House, Congress drama? Oh, yes. I see a little Epstein photo right there, but that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to do a comment first, though. Lauren says, I really like your in-depth videos on Good Place. Didn't even know that much about dividend stocks. Thanks for all your help. Member and hype videos. Holy shit. Thank you, Lauren. Lauren's one of the 7%. And you're like, bro, what are you talking about 7%? Because Absolute 83, 84 says, Klaus, you talk about the gringos, but don't forget about the gringos. Ladies like Lauren. We love the gringos. Fuck yeah, we do. It's a sausage fest up in this place. If you are a gay dude, and I ain't got shit wrong against gay people, if you are a gay dude, this is the place to hunt. For real, go to crypto things. It's like 95% dudes out there. Your ratio of action would be really high. I wouldn't suggest that gay dudes hang out in a, I don't know, fabric store, because that's a bunch of old ladies. You got to know your demographic. Yes, the gringos. We're very thankful for the 7% of you that are gringos. I'm in a little bit of rare form. I just got done with the hard run. Maybe that's why. Now, crypto market isn't overall boring. Volume, not so boring, 133 billion, but it's starting to slip from the 150, 160 that we saw not too long ago. So now the market's cooling off. Altcoin season, 34 out of 100. Part of the problem with these altcoin season readings is some of the fucking shit that's at the top. Siren, no one gives about. Rave, no one cares about. Morph into my nuts, no one cares about. Sky, Rizzy, stupid fucking commercial. No, that's not what that one is. I'm just ripping on the commercial. I see it all the time on YouTube. Remember that chick is like rollerblading? Nothing is everything. Yeah, you can see it. You watch YouTube too. Unless you got YouTube Premium, then you don't get commercials. But either way, the altcoin season index has been heavily skewed by a whole bunch of stupid ass meme coins. To give you perspective on how we're actually doing, over the last 90 days, BTC is down 23%. H-bar down 28%. XLM down 32%. XRP almost 34%. BNB 34%. So a lot of our favorites recently have not been faring too well. Arbitrum 44.45, sweet, 47%. Dang, girlfriend. That's right. So like the tokens that like people really follow are not doing so hot. It's meme. People are still chasing meme. It's kind of funky. Now let's get into something a little spicy. Why? Well, you, the viewer, matter most, and you love the heat. I am feeling it today. I still got to lift, by the way, and I got to do some heat training for like 30 minutes tonight. Ugh, I got a long day ahead of me. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, one of those 7% of the ladies out there. I don't know if she's into crypto, but we're going to add her into this group. Maybe she's watching. Says, Sheila McCormick, we have your expulsion vote ready to be called upon on the 21st. Woo! Resign or be expelled. These are your two options. So America is tracking. Sheila stole $5 million in FEMA funds. Dang, girl, fight. The worst thing you could ever do is piss off a chick. They will make your lives hell. Dudes will hash it out harsh, quick, move on, be happy with each other. Chicks will drag this shit out. Anna, Paulina, Luna, you, ma'am, are grinding. So let's talk about XRP. Now, hold on. Want to take a listen? Let's put the old cans on, because XRP isn't mentioned in this, or even shown as a little bubble at all. How'd you like that? I even gave you the little stripper dance too in the bottom corner. Did you see that, or were you too mesmerized by not seeing XRP in this cashtag demo? And for real, what did this really do for crypto? Oh, crypto's had it rough lately. Let's do something for you. Awesome, Cash. This is seriously over-promising and under-delivering. Now, in terms of XRP, we already talked about the 90-day price of XRP. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Why do we want to zoom in a little bit more? Because one of the things with XRP that you need to pay attention to is the volume. And the sustained volume. Yeah, are we lower than where we were maybe a year ago when crypto hysteria was there? Yeah. But when you compare us to other players for our volume, we are doing darn good. Let's do this. And now I've got XRP and his friends up on the screen so we can see what the 24-hour volume is compared to some of the other big projects. Here you go, 2.46 billion in terms of dollars. What about World Liberty Financial? Under $1 billion. Doge, 1.3 billion. Zcash, 440 million. Tron, 873 million. So a lot less than XRP. What about ADA? That's a big lending protocol, 382 million. What about Charles Cardano, ADA, POS, 428 million. So really not big numbers, right, compared to XRP's $2.4 billion worth of action. Now, granted, you do have the stables out there like USDC rocking in 51.3 billion or 117 billion like Tether, but for real, compare that. There's not many that are beating it in terms of raw cash volume. So XRP is holding its own. It's boring, but it's a lot better than some of the other players that have fallen off. We've seen how far Cardano's fallen off from their all-time high. How far Link has fallen off from its all-time high. Those are some big numbers. Doge, 87% from its all-time high. That's far, and that's nasty. So we're holding pretty strong. But you know who isn't? These peeps being called out for doing naughty things in Congress. Losers. By the way, swinging on over to stocks, energy players way down. Rest of the market, like technology, tech services, they're up. Why? Because oil is what everyone, watch what happens when I refresh. It's at $91.74. So we're starting to come away from peak hysteria, peak 110 barrel action. But 90 and north of 90 is still pretty high. Which, when you zoom out, you can see what we're talking about inflation-wise, which is not good for XRP because XRP is a risk asset. And risk assets don't do good when what? Inflation rears its ugly head. So Senator Scott doesn't have anything lined up for a date on markup. Not a good sign. Because guess what? It appears that Brian Armstrong and his friends fought for something. Got nothing wrong with that. But they got less than what we started with. And we waited now 3+ months for this, which means we may have waited so long that we can't even fit our fat asses through the door. So now, what was this all about? Stall tactic? Greed? I mean, either way, it kind of backfired on us a little bit, right? We lost 3+ months of time where we could have gotten these regs through, and now we're like, dude, we don't even know if we could get markup done. I mean, these players are confident that they could send it to markup, but you really think it's going to pass? You really think the Democrats are going to give Trump the win with everything that's gone on recently? You're getting all these Congress people getting in trouble. What are we up to, like 65 seats now? Dude, re-election season is going to be hot and heavy. Who knows what happens? If we get it, awesome. If not, I'm prepared to ride some poop sandwich time for a while. I hope we get it, though. I'm trying to be honest and optimistic. I hope we get it. It's just, I think we all know that poop sandwich would happen if we don't get the Clarity Act. Now, in terms of volume, starting to wind back on down. In terms of excitement, starting to wind back on down. Because more and more it looks like the Clarity Act is really our big catalyst. I know. Trump said that Warsh is going to cut rates right away. How the hell can he cut rates if inflation is going up and inflation is going to stay up for a while because of oil? That's why I shared with you those charts, those prices. Doesn't make much sense. Either way, that's the situation. That's where we're at right now. I got some recovery work to do. I did a hard run session today. Either way, choo-choo, what? You know the deal. Let me feel. Choo-choo, bitches.